Everybody, Super Squee here, the mostly unstable gamer channel on YouTube, back for more big list. Let us dive in. This is an exceptional prequel. It has a few continuity errors, but I doubt they plan to make a sequel or anything for Monsters Incorporated, so I can forgive the tiny discrepancies. One of the final scenes of this movie is one of my favorite scenes from a movie, period. I also kind of wish Disney would try to make an animated horror film. If you want a fun and cute dungeon crawler to play with friends, Hammerwatch is a delight. But if you get easily bored by repetitious grinds, I'd look elsewhere. It has a lot of replay value, and the music and aesthetic of the game are gorgeous, but it really just becomes a big mess of giant levels and confusing layouts that have you spending more time looking over the poorly implemented map than actually playing the game. I got the most fun from the survival mode, which isn't typically something I enjoy, but it was going to be mindlessly murder. If I was going to be mindlessly murdering monsters anyway, I figured I could do it in one room. I played the PS3 version. Pop-in textures are terrible, the texture quality is garbage, everything looks bland, and it's a gross pea-brown, dirty, dying grass color. The camera sucks, and the controls are wonky as fuck. The ideas here are cool, and the actual gameplay with the Colossi is fun, but it is just the same over and over and over. The slight variations just aren't enough for me to enjoy this. It's horse riding simulator for huge parts of the game, and the generation it came out held it back from reaching its potential aesthetically. The music is incredible, the story is dumb and doesn't even make sense. This isn't one of those, it isn't spoon-fed to you and you have to figure it out things. It just withholds so much info that isn't even explained by the end of the game and leaves you with more questions and no answers. This makes me feel like the developers didn't even really know where it was going. It's lackluster and disappointing. I feel as though they had the gameplay figured out and knew what they wanted you to do, and then tried to haphazardly shove a story into it that showed hints of connecting to Ico but didn't need to. The game makes me nervous to play Ico and The Last Guardian. I also watched several comparison videos for the PS2 and PS3 versions, and it seems like some things just got lost in the upscale and became muddier. Because I wanted to see the difference, I watched a full playthrough of the PS4 version, which, though breathtaking to look at, it is the exact same game. It is awesome that the developers probably got to see what they may have imagined during the PS2 era, but just didn't have the tech to pull off. I don't think this is a bad game. Really, I don't. But it just isn't a game for me, and that's okay. The beauty of there being so many genres and types of games is I don't have to love what someone else loves, and they don't have to love what I love. And that is okay. I am 100% not shitting on anyone who loves this game, and I'm glad that they do, but I don't. Also, if you really want to play this, do not buy the PS3 version, get a nice CRTV and a PS2, or just pay $20 for the PS4 version. So much of this movie is just plot holes, and in the end, it isn't a happy ending for all of humanity. It's one of those weird takes on the value of the many over the one, or in this case, the seven, which I understand the drive of the characters and why they act the way they do, but I don't think they give each sister enough character development, which turns them into just caricatures more than actual people. That said, I did really enjoy this movie, even though its big twists could be assumed way before they happened. I still thought they were pretty cool. Highly unrealistic, but some really awesome ideas thrown around with an interesting premise. This season was cool, but definitely didn't keep me as interested. Some fun guests that I didn't expect, and I will say the courtroom episode was pretty fucking awesome. Bone Weevil is still the bestest boy. The guest at the end, though, that was pretty dope. This game tickles my pickle aesthetically. That is all. So, this is... Okay, Tetris Attack, which is actually Paddle de Pon, I believe. This is a Pokemon reskin over a Gameboy Color game of Paddle de Pon, which was only in Japan because it never got localized here. If you want to check out Paddle de Pon, you can play it on the Switch SNES library. I believe they have the first and second game on there, or they have the first game, and then they have a Puyo Puyo Pop game on there, I think. I can't remember. I know that there is a Paddle de Pon game. But over here, we called it Puzzle Challenge, Puzzle League, which was the N64 game. And on SNES, we had Tetris Attack, which was a Yoshi skin that had Mario characters and stuff. The best part of this documentary is the poster and the older video footage that a different investigator took. Look, I think stuff like this is super interesting, even if I'm not a believer, because we don't have enough solid proof. It makes for good stories, and stuff like this can still spook me, but at the end of the day, it's just a ton of talking in circles and bad camera work. Like, as a whole, regardless of subject matter, this isn't a good documentary in general. I'd seen pieces of this when I was younger and remember it freaking me out, but that may have been more because I had no idea what was going on and not understanding what a zombie was. I like that the zombies in this movie aren't undead, just infected humans. Comparing it to the things that it helped birth makes it seem less interesting, to be honest. But it is a really entertaining movie, if simple. Also, nice to see Christopher Eccleston again. Apparently this movie is at least part of the reason he got to be the Ninth Doctor. Looking forward to watching the sequel. This silly, dumb movie made me cry a lot. I really enjoyed it. It was so much fun to watch. I never watched wrestling as a kid, but I really seem to enjoy movies about wrestling. Great cast, just lovely. I learned a lot about whiskey, and I will only use this newfound knowledge for evil. I actually drank a lot of different types of whiskey, and quite a bit of it, at my friend's wedding recently. And I do not consider myself a person that really enjoys whiskey, but I'm getting there, and this is a really good documentary. This was my original Steam Early Access review. Very simple, but extremely mesmerizing. Of course, that's all up to the music you choose to play. Don't get me wrong, I love Symphony, Audiosurf, and Beat Hazard, but I feel like Melody's Escape adds something new that was missing from the previous equation. Easy to learn, hard to master. I spent a very small time with Melody's Escape, but I feel I'll have some time well wasted on it in the coming weeks. I still think the game does some cool things, and if it wasn't for a super similar mode in Audiosurf 2, I'd say wholly unique things. Now that this game isn't in early access, I feel like it lacks. Granted, what you do have is a lot of fun and the price is only $10, so I can't say you aren't getting what you pay for. I just want more. Symphony has a story, even if it was more rudimentary. There was a goal. Audiosurf has fun leaderboards where you could dethrone your friend's scores and a breathtaking art style. And Beat Hazard, you were constantly beating scores and getting new upgrades and ships and other unlockables. I don't think this is a bad game. I don't think you shouldn't play it. But remember going in, you getting a really nice but I guess I didn't put your by accident. I don't think you shouldn't play it, but remember, going in, you're getting a really nice but small package. I had an amazing time revisiting this game, and if you want another game that plays your music, you need this for your collection. I feel like I'm just a sucker for games that allow you to play your own music. It's just a lot of fun for me, which I realize now because I didn't mention it here and the title's not here. This is for the game Melody's Escape, or I think I actually did mention that in the quote of my original Steam review. But it's a fun game. You like music games, it's only $10. It's like a parkour runner where you run to your music and you hit keys or controller buttons to do parkour stunts in time with the music. There's a lot of cool syncing stuff that happens, stuff that like surprised me after playing 30 songs or so because there was still new shit happening. Well, that'll be it for this one. Thank you for watching, guys. I love you. Be safe. Don't be an ass. Wear your mask. Wash them hands. Bye-bye.